And we are live.
We are live. Hello, everyone. It's Will Middleton and Kurt Von Onen from LifterLMS. We'll be live here for the next hour answering any LifterLMS pre-sales or general questions you have anywhere you see us. StreamYard, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Drop a comment and we'll respond live. We can share our screens and go through any demos. We've already got some people hopping in. And you know, let's kick it off with the song that Kurt spun up with an AI tool. This is the new LifterLMS anthem.
It's time to elevate, time to innovate. I got the tools to educate, no room for debate. LifterLMS, the one and only. Built for businesses, course creators, it's not phony. Social learning, quizzes, membership management. Humor's baked in, no need for a management enhancement. It's the best LMS, no need to search. The competition, they're left in the lurch.
They're left in a lurch. You rang. Yeah, you can just leave that on replay, baby. Shout out to Mike Katz. Good to see you. Mike Katz is jumping in with questions already. You didn't even ask for questions yet, Will, and Mike Katz is in. Well, and now we have to figure out if it is... I had to figure out if it was Will that went offline or me that went offline. All right. I'll take over here. I think, according to my Wi-Fi, I am in. So Mike asks, what's the difference between the Earth bundle and additional add-ons? I think one of the best things to do for this is I'll go ahead and fire up the LifterLMS website. I'll go to the pricing page. And we'll just have a quick discussion about LifterLMS pricing, if that makes sense to you, Will. I don't know if anything makes sense to Will. There he is. For those of you that haven't figured this out yet, Will is jet setting. He's still over in Europe for work from WordCamp Europe, and his internet may be in and out today. But what we're looking at here is the Earth bundle, because that's the question, right? So Mike asked, what's the difference between the Earth bundle and other add-ons? So with the Earth bundle, you get to make one active website, unlimited support for one user. You get the core plugin. Now the core plugin is free, right? So free is you can generate lessons, courses, manage your memberships, and you can do manual payments and things like that. When you get into the Earth bundle, it allows you to add that e-commerce add-on, Stripe, PayPal, WooCommerce, something like that. Something so that you can actively sell the course that you have created. Now, if you scroll down on this page, you're going to see that, you know, we've got a lot of valuable information. Don't want to skip all that, right? But if you compare the add-ons, you can see right here, the core plugin gives you unlimited courses, unlimited memberships, unlimited students, unlimited teachers. Nothing in LifterLMS limits the number of people that you can serve or the number of people that you can work with or the amount of content that you create. So all of that is available in the free. The Earth bundle gives you that unlimited support for the one active user, gives you the e-commerce add-ons, and then those other add-ons, I'm assuming is what Mike was asking about, is like, what would you do with if you had MailChimp and you wanted to connect that? Well, what would you do if you had a Gravity Forms and you wanted to integrate that? What about WP Forms? What about, you want to run with a modern, block-oriented theme? You'd want to use the SkyPilot theme. And so you kind of have to do the math, Mike. Figure out what it is on this list that you think your project actually needs. The reason we do this is you can customize how you approach learning and democratize learning for your audience, your tribe. So a lot of folks can build something like an internal training website for a corporation. They can build that directly right with the free plugin. They really don't need this stuff. If you're going to sell the courses, then you probably want to have at least the Earth bundle so that you can have e-commerce. And then if there's extra add-ons you want, like connecting to a CRM or plugging in some other tools, you kind of want to see how many of those you want to use. If it's just, one extra add-on, I would go ahead and consider that. Like maybe you want to do WP for the SkyPilot theme's a great one. That one's on sale. I think it's still on sale, Will. But you can go and get that individually and add that to your site. The reason we have the bundles is because the bundles allows you to put a lot of value in for just a little extra money. So if you need, I always tell people, if you need more than 2 independent add-ons, it's better just to go for the next bundle. And even though it says it's good for 5 sites, don't sweat that so much. That's kind of like the icing on the cake. Like if you have 1 site and you're like, but I only have 1 site, I don't want to pay $360 for it. Well, those extra add-ons would put you over the 360 mark. So you're better off just to get the bundle, and then you've got the freedom to make extra sites or to play on other platforms or do things like that. Will, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think you explained that pretty well with the Earth bundle. LifterLMS, we have a bunch of individual add-ons: Stripe, PayPal, advanced add-ons like advanced quizzes, assignments, and groups. So there's all add-ons on our store, and then the bundles just incorporate groups of those add-ons. Like Kurt was talking about, the Earth bundle includes the payment gateway add-ons for Stripe and PayPal, Authorized Sendnet, and WooCommerce. So it's the perfect way to get started with just those payment gateway integrations. And then the Universe bundle takes it a step further with themes, form integrations, CRM integrations, Twilio, and a couple of other extra features. So the way I like to look at it is as those individual add-ons, and then the bundles group some of those together to make it a little bit more affordable for starting up a LMS website, to more LMS websites, building sites for clients, to the Infinity bundle, which includes all of our add-ons on unlimited sites. And I saw another question come in. I'm confused about each add-on being $199. What's that about? So I believe our add-ons are usually about $120 for like Stripe and single add-ons. So that would be Stripe, Twilio, WP Forms, that kind of thing. And then there's like the $240 add-ons, which are the advanced add-ons. That would be like groups, advanced quizzes, those advanced functionality features Kurt was highlighting. And so the $199, I think, is the price of the Earth bundle. So that's just going to be $199 for all of those payment gateway integrations that are included within the Earth bundle. Hopefully that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. And then to Mike's point, I don't know if, and I'll throw it out there because I really don't mind talking about pricing because of where I came from. I come from an environment where corporate training platforms are 6 figures, and maintaining a corporate training platform is 6 figures a year to maintain that. And I've shopped with Bridge and LearnUpon and Moodle and Kajabi and a bunch of these other platforms. And so sometimes you look at a plugin and you go, oh my gosh, that's $1,200 or that's $500, or I have a CRM tool that I use. That price went up to $600 a year this year. And some of it is hard to swallow sometimes. Like every time Elementor comes due for me, I'm thinking, why am I still paying for Elementor? This is crazy. But the value's there, and pricing is really subjective. It really comes down to the environment you come from, the value that you perceive in it, and your ability to turn a profit with that investment.
For sure. And I see we have some more people hopping in, and let me know, Kurt, if my Wi-Fi breaks up again. It's actually good night from my side. It's good night from my side too. It's currently 9:00 p.m. in about an hour from now, or 2 hours from now. So I'll be on calls until midnight tonight, where I'm at here in Athens, Greece. We had another question come in. Is it possible to make a site for Android or an iPhone application? This is a question that comes up a lot, whether it's advisable to create an application for your LMS website. That would go exactly. And I think we find that bringing everything into the LMS, into an application on your phone, comes with a lot of overhead, a lot of database access from multiple different platforms. And usually those kind of custom development builds range from about $5,000 to $10,000, which is still pretty budget relative to other LMS solutions, but there's not an out-of-the-box solution to create that kind of mobile app with a full LMS capability from Android. But there are ways to integrate mobile into your stack, or for content purposes, and creating a Linktree style app that you can list in the app stores for distribution, but then still having a link over to your LMS platform from your application. We take courses, but they can have that as a shortcut on their mobile I guess, Kurt, do you have any ideas to weigh in on that? It's a common question we get.
Yeah, I just wrote in on this on the comment on the Facebook page. I said, beware the cheap build a mobile app for $35 tools. I've tried them. Because I'm a contractor with LifterLMS. I have my own clients as an agency. And when I have all these people asking, hey, can I make this an app? Can I make this an app? I try different things because maybe something's going to work. So far, nothing has worked. When we were at WordCamp US, we met a few people that do application development. And the common thing that I heard, you said 5 to 10,000. Will, I remember hearing, well, for $20,000 we can get started. And it's really going to depend on your content, how you're going to host and serve that content, and what the goals are with that content. So the most common thing that I see with mobile apps and e-learning platforms is that someone will create a sister app that's like for community and tribe. It's like communication. It's, hey, check this out, check that out, check the other thing out. But when it comes to the learning content, it's really treated as like a subdomain or a separate property that's still online.
I think that makes a lot of sense. We do have some other questions coming in with the Earth Bundle. Can I ask a student to log back into their own dashboard and see their progress and pick up where they left off on the course or exam? Absolutely. So with LifterLMS out of the box, including the Earth Bundle, students can log into the platform. When they sign up, they create an email, password, and then they can enter other information like first name, last name, address, other information you want to collect. And so that progress is stored in the database of your WordPress website. So when a student logs in later from the dashboard page, they have a little My Account where it asks them to enter email, password if they're logged out, and then they see courses they're enrolled in, their progress in those courses, and they can continue where they left off in the course. So that's a really nice feature of the LMS in the back end of WordPress, is storing all that progress. Shows point, I took Academy for Lifter and shows plans that is included. I am not sure exactly, but like on our Academy site, it does track all the progress. And so when you log back in, it'll save all that progress and you continue where you left off. Let's see. Other LMS competitor doesn't seem to offer ways of plans free over time, subscribe one payment. Trying to understand kind of the question here. Doesn't seem to offer way of plan of free over time, subscribe one payment. Yeah, so I guess with LifterLMS payment gateways like Stripe, you could do recurring payments or Authorize.net. So people enter their credit card for a monthly payment, a yearly payment, however you wanted to set that up. And you could set up all kinds of trials and discounts and free access plans and free trials inside of Lifter. Super flexible access plan system where you can get a lot.
I think the thing to remember with the access plans, the way we're starting to talk about that, Will, is, and I'm trying to interpret what Mike's asking. I think the idea that you can have up to 6 access plans for every product in LifterLMS gives you the ability to say, this is $1,000, or it's 4 payments of $250, or it's 10 payments of $100, or it's, and you can set that up. And so giving people that option or that choice, Mike, it's also a really easy way to bake more margin or profit into your program. Because let's say it's $1,000, right? Or it's 4 payments of $300, or it's 10 payments at $150 a piece. And you see that, 10 times 150 is 1,500, not 1,000. So there's all kinds of ways that you can bake in extra margin and profit as well by using those access plans. And then of course we do have ways to offer free content to people. You can offer it for free, like people can just take the content, or you can, collect their email address and give them free access to a lesson and still have them enroll in a course. I mean, there's all kinds of options that are available when you set up your curriculum and then kind of like your user journey through your website. That's the cool thing about doing anything in WordPress. So whether it's LifterLMS or maybe a competitor in a competitor in the WordPress space, it's not like Kajabi. You're not locked into kind of a set pathway for users. You have the flexibility to say, well, this is how I want my site to work. This is, in some businesses, the academy or the learning is really a back door for something else. And so you can build an entire website and have a complete mission and still have your learning platform as part of your package. And it's up to you how you want to direct people through that package to get where you want them to go.
Absolutely. And I think I'm getting a weak signal notification again, which is disappointing. But that all does come within the Earth bundle for payments and the access plan system.
Yep. Yeah, the Earth bundle's a great bargain to get started with, I think, Will, because, originally when I started with LifterLMS, you had the free version, and then it was like, okay, you can buy this add-on, and try and make things come together. I think it's been a really good package to come out with Earth and give people kind of an economic way to sample it. And then, of course, the one thing we should touch on, since we're touching on the different packages and the different add-ons, is that with LifterLMS, when you're working in WordPress, you don't have to deactivate and uninstall and then reinstall an upgraded version or anything crazy like that. You just continue to add the next plugin to the system, and it's a seamless upgrade. So there's nothing that you have to change fundamentally about your setup. The core version stays in place, and the extra add-ons are like Lego blocks that build this thing into a really powerful platform. He says, I'm not interested in Kajabi. It seems too walled in. I would agree. Mike, I've looked at all this stuff. When I say that I was a corporate training manager, I mean, I've worked with Moodle. I've worked with, I called it Docebo. Someone else calls it Docebo. I think that's out of Italy. Bridge, Learn-Upon, some custom Moodle applications where companies had charged us $150,000, $200,000 to put a custom skin on Moodle and simplify the interface for users. I've worked with a ton of different products, and that's what attracted me to Lifter. When I left corporate space and I said, how can I be a course creator but not go broke, buying platforms up? I was like, wait a minute, I can do this in WordPress and I can build this really affordably. And so to me, signing up for, the Infinity bundle, it's $1,200, but you get, unlimited sites, unlimited support, unlimited this, unlimited that. $1,200 sounds like a lot of money, but when you look at it in that scope, it's like, man, this is a drop in the bucket, and I can turn around and make money with this thing as an agency. So I've had a really good time with it. No, good question, Mike. You're saying, is LifterLMS compatible with like Wix and Squarespace and stuff like that? It is a WordPress plugin. So yeah, it's not a Wix or Squarespace conversation. I've done some projects in Wix with different learning platforms. I'm not here to badmouth the platform. Everything has its pluses and minuses. I personally am a fan of working in the WordPress space. I like the flexibility. I like the design. I like the freedom I have within the platform. I found Wix to be a little restricting for my taste, but I have seen some really good projects come out of that platform as well.
And we had another question in chat around custom template for LifterLMS. That's kind of a callback. That's an older one. So custom template for LifterLMS was a solution to allow a page to be displayed to users who are not enrolled in a certain course or membership when they try to view that membership. And LifterLMS now has that feature baked into the core plugin. So all you need is the LifterLMS plugin out of the box. It's called the sales page feature. I'll put a link to that here in YouTube. There's a link to that, and I'll highlight that on screen. So creating a custom sales page, you can designate a page on your WordPress website or a custom URL to redirect users to if they try to view a course or membership that they're not currently enrolled in. So that feature of that plugin isn't necessary anymore on the back end. I believe it still works. I haven't installed that thing in about 3 years since the LifterLMS sales page feature came out. It has that included, but I'm sure you could give it a try. This was created, I believe, by Brainstorm Force, the company behind Astra. Great company, a lot of solid code behind their products. So I would assume it still works. I just haven't installed that one in a while.
The idea that you can have sales content for non-logged in users and then like a welcome screen for logged in users as your course is a really cool thing that I like out of our program. And then in that same kind of window, that same kind of interface, it's not just custom content that can be shown. You can have unenrolled users go to a landing page instead, or you can have them go to, even an external web page if you wanted to off your website. It's really, really cool. So, and that's right above access plans when you're editing a course. So everything's kind of like right there. It's like right in that hub and easy for you to use and find.
Absolutely. We had another comment, actually. Someone, while we're live here, was dropping a comment on one of our previous live streams. So I wanted to put that in YouTube here and highlight it. And it broke it into multiple comments. So I have a client who wants to create a course and have it drip to one membership, but be private, also offer same course public, lesson completion if they join, say private, but then join public or switch. It's a lot of words. But
That's a lot of words.
I don't know. I got to figure out what this means, like decrypting. Let's see. So creating a course that has a drip to one membership. So you drip to one membership. In LifterLMS, memberships are sort of a blanket above courses. So you could have a membership that enrolls people into multiple courses, but drip settings within LifterLMS refer to within a course, you can have lessons drip over a period of days, weeks, or months. So you could say lesson 1 becomes available immediately when you join the course, but lesson 2 is only going to become available a day after you join the course. Lesson 3 is 2 days after. So you can set like a drip for the e-learning content. That's how we refer to drip in LifterLMS. And having a private membership, but also offering the same course publicly. So yeah, you can have like a course that's available publicly, but it's also a part of a membership package if you're trying to create a package setup. So yeah, it sounds like in this case, they're trying to create a course that could be purchased a la carte or via a membership, which is definitely possible with LifterLMS. And I think there was some more to this question. I guess my question is, can we sync a complete same lesson across multiple courses? Okay, so no, in LifterLMS, if you clone a course, if you have multiple copies of your course, each lesson, although it's a clone of a lesson that's in a different course, does not sync across courses. So the same course could be purchased a la carte and included in a membership, but if you were to clone the courses, they would be 2 separate courses. Even if they have the same lesson content, it doesn't sync the completion. So that would require some more, advanced custom development to put that one together. But yeah, that was that question. And then thank you. This is exactly what I was needing. Awesome. Sales page feature for the win. Is LifterLMS compatible with Elementor or such themes? Yeah, LifterLMS is compatible with Elementor. You can launch the Elementor builder on courses and lessons with Elementor out of the box and LifterLMS out of the box if you wanted to activate the power of that builder in the back end. And then, of course, there's LifterLMS Elementor integrations, a few of them that are available in the market that were built by third parties. None of them are built by LifterLMS directly, but they offer different features regarding blocks, like LifterLMS shortcodes, like the progress shortcode is turned into an Elementor item in some of these integrations. So they've created, I think Elementor calls those things widgets. The items you build with are called widgets in Elementor. So there are widget versions of LifterLMS items. I believe tangible lifter elements. And then there was another LifterLMS Elementor integration that had that, where they actually took LifterLMS items, turned them into widgets in Elementor that can be customized. But then there's the concept that many LifterLMS Elementor people like, which is templates on lessons, where you can build a lesson template in Elementor and assign it to all of your lessons. That's a little bit more advanced, but it is possible with LifterElements and Liftor are 2 of those integrations that allow for that. But just out of the box, you can launch that Elementor builder on LifterLMS lessons one by one if you wanted to edit that way. I know a lot of LifterLMS users do that. And I guess you could also use, Divi or other themes with LifterLMS. And I'm becoming more of a fan of the block editor, just WordPress out of the box. But I do use Elementor on some installs, and I know Kurt does as well. For some more custom builds, we get into Elementor a lot. Yeah, then does Lifter charge each sale of a class? Yeah, so I'm not sure I fully understand this question. Each individual who signs up for your course with their email will have to buy one of those access plans we were talking about earlier. So if you say a one-time payment of $100 is an option to buy the course, you set that up via an access plan on the course. Each user will have to pay $100 in order to enroll in that course. So it's all determined based on the access plan you set up and then the payment gateway that you set up for your website. We talked about Stripe. We also offer PayPal, Authorize.net, and a WooCommerce integration if you wanted to integrate with WooCommerce and sort of remove your payments from Lifter, but also unlock some WooCommerce capabilities like the WooCommerce cart or integration with a lot of other gateways that WooCommerce supports. So for global gateways, WooCommerce is usually something people will use if they're trying to connect. Paystack, I know it's a popular one. And I can't think of a lot of others off the top of my head right now. I'm kind of crashing here at 9:30, but there's a lot of payment gateways that LifterLMS doesn't support out of the box. And so if you wanted to use one of those gateways, WooCommerce via Lifter is another way to go. And that's also included in the Earth Bundle. The Earth Bundle is all about payments and collecting payments for courses.
And I just want to throw out there, Will, I used to absolutely, when I when I got super active with Lifter, I would hate that somebody would want to integrate WooCommerce. Like I was just like, oh God, it's so complicated. I used to just hate it. And now that I've done, a dozen or 15 of them, it really does make sense. It's like, here's my products in a department store and WooCommerce is just my cash register. And that's just once I got that in my head, I was like, all right, this isn't so bad. Every product I sell in LifterLMS has a corresponding product in WooCommerce that activates, it's that key of the cash register. And that's the way I think about it. I think about it like somebody's buying a Whopper, but the chick behind the counter is just pushing the button that says Whopper.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Mike actually cleared up here in the chat asking another way, does LifterLMS collect any part of the sale? LifterLMS does not take any part of the sale. There is like a 2.9% plus 30-cent fee that Stripe charges and PayPal charges the same. I think Authorize.net is also the same. Most payment processors have that 2.9 plus 30 cents charge on each transaction, and then they give a portion of that back to the credit card company to give incentives to their users to buy things. So Stripe, PayPal, basically any gateway you integrate with is going to take a little bit of a cut, but LifterLMS doesn't take any cut from that. But it's a default thing.
Good idea, though, Mike. I think we should think about it.
Yeah, we have considered developing like a free PayPal integration that Lifter takes a cut of as an option, but currently there's none of that set up. I just heard the music start playing like in the background. Is that the space theme one?
Yeah, it's the space theme.
Oh, that's the instrumental to the LMS guys. Yeah, so
instrumental LifterLMS music.
Yeah, so LifterLMS does not collect any percentage of that. But
it's a dang good idea, though, Mike.
It is. It's a really good idea, and it makes it easier.
How much of a kickback do we have to give Mike if we make that a reality? I wonder if we owe him anything. I'm just teasing.
LifterLMS is the best. Nice. Facebook user, thank you.
Mike asked the question about Paid Memberships Pro, and that always makes me chuckle when people ask me that now. I wonder if people are like seeing the press release or whatever that says that the people from Paid Memberships Pro are working with LifterLMS, because I'm seeing this more than I've ever seen it. People asking like what membership tool they need with Lifter. LifterLMS contains its own membership management tools, so you do not need to integrate with any other member management tool. We have a fairly large competitor in the space that does not really have a membership function to their e-learning platform. And so you used to have their platform plus a membership platform, unless you were to kind of like morph their use of groups to run your memberships or something like that. With LifterLMS, with LifterLMS, membership has always been a management option with the whole platform. So you don't need anything else other than LifterLMS to manage your members.
Absolutely. And like Kurt had mentioned, Jason and Kim Coleman, owners of Paid Memberships Pro, also are owners of Lifter LMS that you don't need Paid Memberships Pro to create a membership in Lifter LMS. I know Paid Memberships Pro introduces a couple of unique features that Lifter LMS does not have in memberships. One of the most significant ones being subscription switching, where people can switch from one of their, maybe it's a $10 a month to $100 a year or something like that, where the user themselves could manage that switch. Lifter LMS doesn't have that function in access plans currently. They would have to cancel their one access plan and purchase another. So there are a couple of like very niche advantages to having another membership tool alongside Lifter, but Lifter's membership out of the box does basically everything that I've ever needed to set up a membership site to do. Let's see. That looks like the bottom of our question queue so far. So keep them coming in, folks. Any questions you have about Lifter LMS, drop them in the chat. We'd be happy to dive into those.
Yeah. Boom. Lifter LMS pre-sales Q&A. Questions in the chat.
Let me respond over here on YouTube while we wait for some more questions to come into this person who asked earlier about the drip on membership.
And in the meantime, for those of you that haven't tried Lifter yet and you're kind of like on the fence, I put the link in there that says lifterlms.com/try. That is for our $1 trial offer. We host a fully populated version of a demo site for you, and you're able to check out all the add-ons and see what meets your use case and see what it's like to use a fully created LMS site through Lifter without having to build it first. So it's all there for you to try for it for a month for just $1. Is Lifter Gutenberg compatible? That is a great question. And not only is it Gutenberg compatible, but Lifter LMS, I'm not going to say we're one of the first, right? But we have the SkyPilot theme, and SkyPilot is not just Gutenberg compatible, but it is a purpose-built full site editing theme from Lifter LMS that's made just for learning management systems. So if you are interested in working in Gutenberg and you would like to have the advantage of using that full site editor feature, you would really want to strongly consider using the SkyPilot theme. And it's on sale now too. So is it $99 or $199? How much is that, Will? Can't remember.
I have to Google that one. Let me look. SkyPilot Lifter LMS. If I just Google SkyPilot, it shows up some music videos. Let's see. SkyPilot Lifter LMS. SkyPilot. Yep, $99.
Yeah, so that's on sale right now. It's a new release, and I think we've already put out a couple of updates on it. So yeah, it's $99 a year. It's really nice. I've put it on 2 of my projects so far, and something to remember if you have, one of our upper bundles, like if you're an Infinity bundle holder, I mean, SkyPilot's included with that, right? So, but if you needed to buy it separate, it's just $99 a year. And like I said, take advantage of the full site editing and all that while you're in there.
Absolutely. Full site editing really takes things to the next level with Gutenberg, going into the header and footer of your website with blocks. That's very cool. Let me pop up this next question. Is it possible to insert an image or HTML for the results clarification in Lifter LMS? So that's going to be on quizzes. Each quiz has a feature called results clarification, or each question in a quiz where you can check a little box. And I'll try to share my screen and hope that my internet doesn't crash. Let's see, Course Builder Academy, share screen, cool. So looks like my Course Builder is sharing all right. So if I close my settings here, each question has a feature called results clarification. If I check this box, we can type in here. And I've never tried to insert code for an image, HTML image code. There's not an image option out of the box here with the editor to drop in something from the media library. But let me see if I could drop in an image tag with some custom code here. Just kind of figuring it out as we go. Let me see if I can pull an item from my media library to insert here for alt text. I don't need alt text in this example. Media. Grab one of my media items. I'm going to have to crack out some of this iced tea to keep going, keep my brain active. Oh, bang. So there's that. See this? Yeah. Okay. There we go. So that populated my image. It's kind of tight. This editor. I don't think. Can I expand this? I can. So yeah, that's the picture I inserted. Does look like that's possible. There was a second part to that question. I thought. There we go. Raise the roof. So yeah, custom HTML does allow you to embed things. That's awesome. Good to know. I'll respond to that comment on YouTube. And I guess, Kurt, do you want to grab this next question while I fill out a YouTube response for that?
Yeah, does the next part of a course automatically load if its video part is done playing in the Earth bundle? Regardless of Earth bundle, Infinity bundle, regardless of your level, that's going to stay the same. If they complete a lesson, they'll go to the next lesson. So it leads me to wonder if you're asking about advanced videos. Do you think that that's what he's asking about, Will? Advanced videos?
I would assume so. I think that's the only feature that allows automatic loading of the next content in a course.
Yeah. So let me grab the resource for advanced videos, getting started with advanced videos, and I will put that in for you in comments. Copy. And I got to go to Facebook to make that happen. But let's do that. Advanced videos.
I'm going to shut that
down. I spelled it right. Advanced videos. Shazam. So advanced videos does a couple of things. You can force people to watch an entire video before they can mark it off as complete. You can, kind of eliminate right button clicking to try and save it. You can, it'll take someone to the next lesson. There's a couple of things that advanced videos does. Now, advanced videos works with the 3 video providers that we integrate with. So you have Wistia, Vimeo, and YouTube are the ones that you can use with that particular platform. So if you're putting that somewhere else, then if you're putting your videos somewhere else, then you would need to consult a different tool. And so I think that is what we're talking about there. Now, as far as does the next part of a course, referring to lesson to lesson to lesson, somebody typically has to mark complete and then go to the next lesson. So there's typically, an action that somebody takes to get to that next lesson. And so, because I was thinking about SCORM content and stuff like that too, because you can put in SCORM content in a LifterLMS website using GrassBlade, but even with the GrassBlade integration, you're still going to have that physical activity of clicking the mark complete button.
Right. And I think another question came in with advanced videos is not included in the Earth bundle. That's correct. That's just that like Netflix style 3, 2, 1 goes to the next lesson. And that only works when you're using YouTube, Vimeo, or Wistia videos, by the way. So you do have to have those specific hosts. But like Kurt was mentioning, GrassBlade is an interesting way to do that. I feel like that connection's even more advanced and a little bit more complicated to integrate that whole system in, but it does create a lot more interactive content that goes above and beyond the traditional video format. Let's see. Can I host the videos on my own hosting? Will they work with advanced videos? Advanced videos doesn't currently support self-hosted videos, and we usually recommend not hosting videos on your same host that you have your website hosted on, because they're not optimized usually for video distribution, especially not in your video library. Some website hosts offer video hosting. I worked with a host, TMD Hosting, that offered website hosting, but then they also had a video hosting package. So you'd want to make sure for your videos you have a dedicated video host in order to make sure that the content loads as quickly and smoothly as possible, and also in a secure way. A lot of times when you self-host videos on a host that's not optimized for delivering videos, sometimes it's slower. It also includes a download button with videos where people can just download it right from there. And it's very difficult to customize the player when self-hosting videos. So Vimeo Pro is one that I use. I think it's like $7 a month or $20 a month, something like that. And it gives you complete player control. You can put your own logo on there, remove download buttons, add thumbnails, just all kinds of features related to making videos really awesome. And YouTube does the same thing. So YouTube is a great budget host as well. Is MP4 short ambient video compatible with LifterLMS customization? I don't know if I understand, like a short ambient video. I've never heard of that. I guess, is that going to be like background content? Usually like background content that is pretty small. Like I've seen that before where you load a homepage of a website and there's a video playing in the background. That is usually something you could host in your media library, especially if you have a fallback image. If the connection is not high quality connection or the server is experiencing heavy load and it can't deliver that video resource, it'll deliver a fallback image. So for short videos that are like a loop that's less than 5 or 10 seconds, sometimes I'll drop those in the media library. But I'm also not concerned about people downloading those. Advanced video.
And then advanced video is $240 a year, according to our website. So, Mike, you had a question on whether it was $129 or not. It's on the site right now for $240 per year.
Yeah, that's one of those advanced add-ons. And usually when launching an LMS site from the ground up, advanced videos is one of those features that's not really necessary. Users marking complete and moving on to the next lesson works perfectly fine. There's just kind of some sexy features built into it that allow auto playing, automatic lesson completion, and some cool things like that. So getting started, I usually avoid advanced videos until I'm really trying to show off on the style of a website. Another question came in. Is it possible to enroll a user in a course through a form or bypass a payment process? Absolutely. So this gets into some more complicated solutions, possibly. You can always have a free enrollment link with LifterLMS. So if you have someone fill out a form on a separate website, they could be redirected to an email password sign up for a course. That's one way people will do that if they have a Gravity form or even a third-party form. They'll just redirect people to a free enrollment page after filling out that form. It's kind of a two-step process. Another possible option is with automator tools like Automator WP or Uncanny Automator, where you can create a user registration form in those tools. When users fill out the form, like a Gravity form, WP form, any kind of WordPress-based form, there can automatically be an enrollment created when they submit the form. So it's sort of a trigger action scenario where the trigger is they fill out a form and the action is to enroll them in a course or membership. So it would be via maybe WP Forms, Automator WP, and LifterLMS working together to build that integration. I guess, Kurt, have you ever done those setups before where you bypass the payment process in a LifterLMS setup?
Yeah, a couple of different ways. I had one client that wanted to offer their courses to the public, right? And so they were selling courses, but then they also had corporate clients that were using third-party sign-on tools to access the site and kind of get access to the courses. And so what we were doing there was a WP Fusion tie-in with tags that would activate the enrollment based on them signing in or being added to that system in that way. So as soon as they were added in, it was a done deal. In that situation, it was like the HR department that was adding that WP Fusion, kind of report CSV file thing with the tag that did the enrollment. But it would be the same thing as filling out a specific form and then having people that submit this form are issued this tag, and this tag takes care of the enrollment.
That makes sense. And WP Fusion can do a lot of stuff like that too, with integrating with a CRM. So if you have an active campaign form, maybe you're using Active Campaign, people fill out an Active Campaign form, and then WP Fusion will say when they get a certain tag, they get a tag after filling out the form, they get a certain tag, then they're enrolled into a course or membership after getting that tag. So there's all kinds of automation tools that can deliver that solution. I was just trying to read this can to see if there's like caffeine in this, but it's in Greek, so I can't. I don't know what it says, but I feel like there's, yeah, yeah.
Using certificates in LifterLMS, I put kind of the resource link in there for us in the comment up on the screen. But yeah, absolutely. Mike had a question there. It said, are certificates available when a student completes a class? I wanted to make sure we put that resource on the screen. I'll leave that up there for a moment if somebody wants to get that. But certificates comes with the free core plugin. It's it's one of those ways that we try to democratize learning and make it super affordable to get started. You can load your own backgrounds in. You can customize your certificates. You can put custom fields in if you have the LifterLMS custom fields option. There's just all kinds of things you can do. For some reason on this call, usually this is a pre-sales call for people that are beginners, but we seem to be answering some deeper questions today.
Yeah,
so that's okay. That is 100% okay. But yeah, certificates come with the program, and then there's really no upsells on certificates other than if you wanted to put in custom fields and really do something crazy down the road. But we've got some higher end users that have done some pretty cool things with certificates. I'm thinking of and I'll just call him out because he's really good at what he does. His name is Dale. He's on our experts listing at lifterlms.com/experts. But Dale's done a couple of projects for continuing education. And with the certificates that he's had to put in these projects, each student is part of a separate, governing body of continuing education. So depending on that user's profile and credentials is what gets parsed out to that certificate. And so different logos, different fields, different certification elements and serial numbers and all kinds of stuff have had to be put on certificates. And Dale's figured out, how to populate that stuff through the site with automation rather than having to make it a manual process. And so keep in mind, like when we talk about these kinds of things, it really comes down to use case. Like when people are asking me about advanced videos and groups and social learning and all those things, one of my first questions is, how big is your audience? Like how big is the tribe that you currently have that you want to put into a learning platform? Because if you don't have, a captive audience already, you probably don't need all these tools. Simple is great. Like, what is the minimal viable product? How can I get my course out to the public? How can I generate interest? And then if you get, 10 paying clients, then you go, okay, I want to do this. And you change maybe the videos. And then you get up to 25 or 50 paying clients. And you go, okay, but now what do I want to give these people an option for? I want to give them some cool certificates. Okay, boom, and then just piecemeal it together and let it grow organically until you've got, a real equitable organization on your hands. And it's not painful to stroke that credit card for $1,200 a year for an infinity package, right? It's like, maybe I'm going too deep here, but I sense we're getting a lot of questions today that are like, hey, I want to build this awesome thing. And I love building awesome things, but I've built a lot of awesome things before I got in so deep with Lifter. I built a lot of awesome things and had no audience for my awesome things. So it's like build the audience as you go, and you'll have a much better experience. Please learn from my mistakes.
Yeah, that's a great pitch. And like you said, a lot of people put the cart before the horse with in that way. And I do the same thing in a lot of my projects. So yeah, it's some good advice for sure. And we had another comment in chat. Thanks so much. I'll make my decision this week. Sounds good. I've been making WordPress sites as version 4. I watched talk at WordCamp EU like last week that was really, really high quality from I think Aaron Raymond from Atlanta, the Atlanta WordPress meetup. I've met him a few times. He did an incredible talk about the history of WordPress, showing the older versions and how we've evolved, including custom post types, categories, user creation. There's a lot of evolutions in the WordPress space in the last 20 years. And it seems that WordPress is still, to some degree, in its infancy. We're still on the cutting edge of technology, even 20 years in. So it's going to be incredible to see what happens in the next 20 years with full site editing, learning management systems. WordPress has really become more of a content management system more than a blogging platform. We see websites like Shopify, website creation platforms like Shopify and Kajabi and what are other ones? Wix, Squarespace, that allow you to create websites. But WordPress, I really like the cutting edge aspect of focusing on content management, really in like kind of a pure way, in a pure customizable way, where if you go with Shopify, the idea is that you're probably building a store. Wix, you're probably building just some sort of more of a generic website. You can integrate e-commerce and stuff like that as well, but there's less customization available with fundamentally changing how the platform works with custom post types. And when I say custom post types, I'm referring to courses, lessons, orders, things that plugins introduce to allow functionality of a website to change. And so that's what I really love about WordPress and Aaron's presentation, just showing the timeline of that. Let's see. I think we could probably, or Kurt, did you have something to say off that? I was going to wrap it up.
I was just thinking about what you said and how we take it for granted. You know, I'll sign into a customer's website that's using the classic editor, and I'll be like, what the heck is this? And that's not even that old. That's only a couple of years old.
Yeah.
I started working in WordPress 19 years ago, and WordPress is only 20 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible, the evolution over time. But I think we'll probably wrap this call up today. Feel free to let us know in the comments wherever you see the live stream if you have any questions about Lifter, and we'll address them on our next live stream. Thanks, Kurt, for joining me on this live stream. I'm going to go get some more of this Lipton peach iced tea from the convenience store over there before our next call. But thanks, everyone, for joining. We'll play an outro real quick. This new LifterLMS anthem as we sign out for the day.
It's time to elevate, time to innovate. I got the tools to educate, no room for debate. LifterLMS, the one and only. Built for businesses, course creators, it's not only. Social learning, quizzes, membership management. Humor's baked in, no need for a management enhancement. It's the best LMS, no need to search. The competition, they're left in the lurch.
In a lurch, you reign.
Thanks, everybody.